For 3 straight days, the forest remained eerily quiet. No traces, no sounds, just the cold creeping into every step and an overwhelming sense of doubt. But today, as the first rays of sunlight peeked through the trees, I knew the crucial moment had arrived. With years of experience hunting deep in the forest, I knew this was the time when wild boars would begin to move from their hiding spots. We immediately adjusted our strategy, putting all our hopes into one final ambush point. The opportunity was still there, but who would nature favor? Keep your eyes peeled. The tense hunt had only just begun. Fully equipped with specialized weapons and modern gear, we made our way to the designated position. After days of waiting, the wild boars finally appeared. We quickly adjusted our scopes, following their every movement. The first shot rang out, taking down the lead boar. The others scattered in panic, but the other marksmen were ready. The signal was transmitted in an instant. Every position worked in perfect coordination, blocking all possible escape routes. This confrontation tested not only patience and strategy, but also proved the remarkable synergy of our team, a blend of experience, decisiveness, and a touch of good fortune. Continuing the chase, we moved to higher ground, widening our view down the hillside. Familiar dark shapes swiftly passed our line of sight, fast and sleek like shadows. The first shot rang out, but the distance made it hard to take down the target cleanly. Even with clearer vision, the dark shapes swiftly vanished, leaving behind regret and intensifying the tension in the air. Under pressure, Nick immediately took action. He sent an observer to a higher position to track the wild boar's movement and signaled the team below to attack swiftly. As the plan unfolded, every wild boar that appeared was surrounded in seconds. No escape for them. After an intense, continuous pursuit, we finally reclaimed the area from the threat of the beasts. A loud bang echoed, sending the hunting dogs scattering down the slope, hiding deep in the brush. Kevin's team was tasked with securing the area. After hours of relentless pursuit, each target was subdued, bringing peace to the hillside. While Kevin fought fiercely, the hunting dogs did not miss a beat. Their keen sense of smell guided us, leading the way and driving the boars toward the perfect spot. Thanks to them, my shot landed just in time, preventing the boar from escaping. Another threat was neutralized, ensuring more peace for the local people. On the eastern slope, Nick's team faced a high-pressure chase. After moments of intense tension, Nick finally cornered the wild boars as planned. He used all his skills to tighten the trap, giving no boar a chance to escape. A series of precise shots ended that dramatic chase. As the evening light faded and darkness crept into the forest, the last targets unexpectedly emerged. In just a few minutes before nightfall, no one managed to escape the marksman's accurate and decisive shots. Finally, the local villagers could breathe easy, no longer fearing the wild boar's menace. The video ends here. If today's hunt kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to leave a comment and share your thoughts with us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel and catch more thrilling forest hunting adventures. See you in the next video.
Peace in Zimbabwe seems to have been disturbed by small but persistent noises. Troops of chacma baboons are becoming bolder. From the farms in the southern Mazuba region to the suburbs of Bungo, they not only tear up crops and attack people, but also break into houses, causing significant losses. Locals estimate damage at up to 450,000 Su in 2025. A radio station in Mambairo lost 15,000 Su after baboons chewed through cables, and farms around Hani reported thousands of dollars in losses after pens were ransacked and poultry stolen. Conflict between people and baboons is growing more tense, especially during droughts when water and food are scarce. Many farmers are being pushed to the brink, while local hunters, driven by the need to earn a living, are forced to act to protect livelihoods. So how do you approach these intelligent animals? Experienced hunters typically study troop movement, tracking the routes baboons commonly take, along the Save River or through garden plots near Betu. Identifying natural resting points where they stop to feed increases the chance of a safe approach. Thick brush around Nima or large boulders in the Mava pools are examples of ideal hideouts. They both block sight and give observers a place to wait. choice of weapon and ammunition is not a trivial matter. In Zimbabwe, many prefer calibers such as the .23 Remington, .43 Winchester, or the 6.5mm Creedmoor for their accuracy and power, enough to resolve the situation without excessive recoil. Semi-automatic rifles are useful when quick follow-up shots are needed, for example when baboons bolt suddenly. By contrast, bolt-action rifles work better in open areas such as near Lake Curry, where shots may be taken from long distances. Scopes must be carefully zeroed, and hunters should practice trigger control so each shot counts. Shooting position often determines the success of a hunt. Hunters look for a solid rest like a bipod or a flat rock in the cheru area to stabilize the rifle. When a baboon appears, the window for a shot often lasts only a few seconds. Firing from the flank or from behind usually optimizes effectiveness. After taking a shot, it is essential to hold position and observe. Troops may return or stay at a distance, creating an opportunity for a second shot. But don't let emotion override reason. The hunt isn't over even if the target is hit. A wounded baboon can be extremely dangerous. A single moment of inattention is enough for the hunter to become the victim. Therefore, watching the animal's reaction, confirming its condition and checking for bullet impacts are meant not just to assess the shot but, more importantly, to ensure the hunter's safety in future outings. But don't let emotion override reason. The hunt isn't over even if the target is hit. A wounded baboon can be extremely dangerous. A single moment of inattention is enough for the hunter to become the victim. Therefore, watching the animal's reaction, confirming its condition and checking for bullet impacts are meant not just to assess the shot but, more importantly, to ensure the hunter's safety in future outings.
In the grasslands of South Africa, lions, once symbols of strength and freedom, have now become a growing concern for the people living there. With only about 2,000 to 3,000 remaining, these predators still cause hundreds of millions of dollars in damage each year. Attacks on livestock, sleepless nights for families near the forests, all of it has thrown daily life into chaos. So the question is, how are the locals protecting themselves from this deadly threat? And are their methods truly creating a lasting balance between people and nature? Let's find out in today's video. In August 2024, South Africans faced a wave of lion attacks. Dozens of incidents, many ending in tragedy. One woman recalled the terrifying moment when, during a quiet walk in the park, a lion suddenly charged at her, dragging her away as screams echoed through the air. Luckily, she was rescued just in time. Stories like hers spread fear across rural areas and wildlife reserves. In response, the government had no choice but to act, enforcing strict measures to protect citizens while keeping the unpredictable lion population under control. In South Africa's hunting circles, the name Derek is often spoken with admiration, a symbol of courage and precision. Known for taking on the fiercest lions, he's built his reputation on skill, experience, and the right equipment. Derek favors powerful rifles like the .375 H&H Magnum, .416 Rigby, and .458 Winchester Magnum, capable of piercing the thick muscles of a charging predator. Paired with premium scopes such as the Leupold VX 3i 1.5, 5x20mm or Trijicon AccuPoint 1, .4x24mm, he can track and strike with deadly accuracy, even when his target flickers in and out of view beneath the fading light. For Derek, safety always comes first on every hunt. He rarely goes alone, usually heading out with a team of 4 or 5, including professional hunters, clients, and most importantly, trackers with sharp eyes and razor-sharp instincts. They follow footprints, study the wind, and read a lion's behavior to guide the group's movements, careful not to leave any trace that might alert the predator. Every step is deliberate and calculated. As for the clients, whether seasoned hunters or thrill seekers, their participation helps sustain the local economy and supports ongoing conservation efforts. On every trip, Derek and his hunting clients must carry special permits, not only to stay within the law but also to uphold ethical hunting standards. The cost of these licenses varies by region, ranging from a few thousand to over $20,000. When the first shot rings out, Derek never rushes. He carefully watches the lion's reaction to see if the hit was enough to bring it down. If the animal is still moving, the entire team immediately shifts into high alert. They follow faint trails of blood through the grass, moving slowly and in complete silence. Every experienced hunter knows one truth: a wounded lion is the most dangerous predator of all, ready to strike back at any moment. When managed properly, lion hunting can bring significant economic and ecological benefits. The fees paid by international hunters for licenses and services not only support local communities, but also help fund wildlife conservation programs. Controlled hunting helps maintain a balanced lion population, a top predator essential for regulating herbivore numbers and keeping the ecosystem healthy. Despite its benefits, lion hunting remains highly controversial, especially when it comes to trophy hunting, where pride and profit often take precedence. Many see it as cruel and damaging to conservation efforts. Poor management, overhunting, or targeting only the strongest males can weaken the population, reduce genetic diversity, and increase disease risk. Beyond that, the economic gains from tourism and hunting fees must be shared fairly. When local communities are left out, conflict and poaching inevitably follow. The battle between humans and lions in South Africa isn't just a story of survival. It's a search for balance between human life and nature. Every bullet fired carries a weight of responsibility, not only toward wildlife, but also toward the future of this land. What do you think is the best way for humans and lions to coexist? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next thrilling hunt. For weeks now, people in the Texas countryside haven't been able to sleep. Huge wild boars, as big as calves, keep tearing down fences, ripping up pastures, and even attacking grazing cattle. Deep hoof prints cover the ground, and every night, The growls echoing from the forest edge make the farmers uneasy. With the harvest at risk of being wiped out, the local authorities issued an emergency order, calling in our experienced hunting team. The mission was clear: track down and contain the wild herd that had become dangerously aggressive. Before sunrise, we gathered at the edge of the largest ranch in the area. The team double-checked our rifles, GPS trackers, and the pack of well-trained hunting dogs. Everyone knew that even a few seconds of hesitation could mean danger, for both people and livestock. I tightened my grip on the rifle and glanced around at my teammates. Every pair of eyes was locked in focus. Then, the first bark echoed through the dark. The hunt had officially begun. From the west, the dog's frantic barking echoed back. We split into two groups, circling around the low hillside. Suddenly, the bushes ahead shook violently. A massive wild boar burst out, its dark body slick with mud flying in all directions. I dropped to one knee, took aim, and pulled the trigger. The gunshot thundered through the valley. The beast staggered a few steps, then collapsed in the tall grass. No one had time to breathe. Our team immediately formed a line, ready for whatever came next. From deep inside the forest, the chaos grew louder. The dogs snarled, chasing after dark shapes slipping through the trees. We ran toward the sound of barking. At about 50 meters out, another boar was trying to squeeze through a narrow gap between the rocks. I shifted position, held my breath, and waited for it to turn. The second shot cracked through the air, cutting off its escape. The echo rolled across the cliffs, and for a brief moment, the whole forest fell silent. No time to rest. We pushed deeper into the forest. The terrain grew rough, rocks jutting out, uneven ground, and shifting winds made it harder to track the herd. Then, a deep roar broke through the air, the unmistakable call of the alpha boar. It was bigger than I expected, with curved tusks and bristling hair standing straight up in anger. It didn't run, it charged straight at us. In that split second, everything seemed to slow down. I stepped back half a pace, raised my rifle, and pulled the trigger when it was just a few yards away. The gunshot echoed through the trees, followed by another shot from my teammate. The beast crashed to the ground. Everyone exhaled in relief, but no one let their guard down. In the forest, silence often means the storm isn't over yet.
Miss sights. A sharp gunshot rang out.
Which shot impressed you the most? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Just then, the radio crackled. The southern team had spotted another herd moving toward the edge of the ranch. We moved out immediately. When we arrived, the sight stopped us cold. At least 20 boars were digging through the pasture, foraging in broad daylight. It was clear they'd lost all fear of humans. David and I took our positions, each picking a clear target. 3, 2, 1. With that countdown, a series of sharp shots cut through the air. The herd panicked, scattering in every direction. The hunting dogs charged after them, barking wildly across the field. We kept our rhythm steady, every shot locked onto a specific target. One went down, then another, then a third. It was chaos, yet the coordination between man and dog flowed seamlessly, precise, fast, and clean. After nearly 2 hours of pursuit, the area was finally under control. More than a dozen boars were down, and the rest had fled deep into the forest. By noon, our shirts were soaked with sweat as we sat resting on the dirt embankment. No one said a word, only the sound of heavy breathing and flies buzzing over the grass. But this fight was far from over. There were still plenty of areas to sweep, and fresh tracks kept showing up around the ranch every night. On the way back, our truck rolled slowly down a slope. Out of nowhere, a massive dark figure burst from the woods, forcing the driver to slam the brakes. Without thinking, I rolled down the window, raised my rifle, and took aim. The shot rang out, and the animal dropped hard by the side of the road. In that moment, everyone went silent. No one celebrated, because we all knew each shot was only a temporary fix. The villagers would still have to stay alert, because out there in the shadows, hundreds more were waiting. As the sun dipped low, the golden light spread across the fields. We packed up our gear, let the dogs rest, and headed back to report the results. In total, 99 wild boars had been taken down, a number that left many people stunned. But more importantly, the farmers could finally return to their fields without fear of another daylight rampage. Watching the evening smoke rise from distant rooftops, I felt something strange, exhaustion mixed with relief. Today's hunt wasn't just a victory for our team, but a collective effort to bring peace back to this land. If you felt your heartbeat racing during this hunt and want to see more thrilling adventures like this, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. On the remote islands of Indonesia exists a colossal reptile, the Komodo dragon, the ultimate apex predator of the natural world. Reaching over 3 meters in length and weighing up to 90 kilograms, they are not just lizards but terrifying hunting machines. Their lightning-fast strikes, saw-like teeth, and saliva teeming with bacteria make any bite potentially life-threatening. This is why the Indonesian government intervenes, issuing tightly controlled hunting permits. To join this extraordinary hunt, hunters must obtain permission from the Ministry of Environment and Forestry of Indonesia. Each year, only about 60 to 120 permits are granted, depending on population and ecological conditions. No one is allowed to hunt alone. The law requires groups of 4 to 5 members, both for support and safety. After each expedition, full details such as time, location, and size of the animal must be reported within 24 hours, either to the local office or via the online system. The dry season, from April to October, is considered the most favorable time. When food is scarce, Komodo dragons are more easily lured to bait. Islands such as Flores, Rinca, and Komodo are hotspots, but hunting here is strictly regulated. Participants must follow designated routes to avoid disturbing the natural habitat. The secret to success lies in the bait. The Komodo dragon's sense of smell is extremely sharp, capable of detecting fresh meat from several kilometers away. Hunters usually use goat, cattle, or pork to attract them. When the scent spreads in the hot, dry air, massive silhouettes begin to emerge. At that moment, the team must keep their distance, observe carefully, and wait for the perfect chance to strike. The dragon's weak points are the head and lungs. Easier said than done, however. Once provoked, they charge with incredible speed, and even a tail swipe can send a person flying several meters. That's why roles are clearly divided. One main shooter, 2 observers, and the rest on standby for emergencies. After each capture, the dragon is measured, its age, sex, and condition recorded, then all data sent to the ministry. Thanks to this system, Komodo attacks on humans have dropped by more than 30% in recent years, while livestock losses have fallen by 75%. Farmers now feel safer, local economies recover, and the dragon population remains stable. In truth, hunting Komodo dragons is not just a dangerous confrontation but a testament to discipline and teamwork. It is not entertainment, but a management effort to balance human safety with conservation. Hunters must be experienced, patient, calm, and above all, respectful of this unique creature. The Komodo dragon, both a source of pride and a threat to Indonesia, is kept in balance through these controlled hunts. Each shot carries not only thrill but also responsibility toward the community and the rare natural heritage of our planet. If you found this journey fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to follow more thrilling adventures.
Recently in Texas, farmers and local officials have reported a string of incidents where wild boars have charged into residential areas, damaged crops, and attacked livestock. These animals used to stay deep in the thickets, away from people, but now they seem to have lost their fear. Large herds of wild boars are moving toward farms, leaving residents alarmed and frightened. And that's why we were called in, a team of professional hunters, mobilized for an emergency hunt in the heart of Texas. We prepared thoroughly before departure, checking rifles, ammunition, communications gear, and our GPS units. The sky was overcast then, the atmosphere heavy as if warning of a turbulent night ahead. Everyone knew that a single small mistake could have unpredictable consequences, because these wild boars are not only huge but extremely aggressive. We identified a mountain forest surrounding the fields as a likely refuge for the herd. terrain was rugged, visibility limited, so locating the targets would not be easy. This time we brought a pack of
Nos
well-trained
vamos hasta
hunting
el
dogs.
puesto número 2 de la...
Their noses worked fast, and only a few minutes after release, barking echoed through the woods. Immediately, the team spread out, taking ambush positions according to plan. The first shot rang out, the hunt officially began. The smell of gunpowder mixed with the scent of dry earth. The cries of the boars echoed through the forest. A boar weighing nearly 100 kilos was struck and fell, and the rest of the herd began to scatter. From behind a bush, another surged across in front of me with incredible speed. In that moment, time seemed to stop. I raised my weapon, took aim, and squeezed the trigger. A shot sounded, and the animal collapsed just a few meters from me. The forest was now chaos like a battlefield. Dogs barking, gunshots, and the boars' cries blended together. We continued the chase, not giving any animal a chance to escape. The fleeing boars left tracks, and the dogs kept on their trail. I held my breath, lined up the shot, then pulled the trigger. The round hit its mark. Another animal went down. There was no time to rest. We kept clearing the area. Whenever we heard an alert bark, the team moved in immediately. A giant boar was cornered and about to strike back, but my teammate was quicker. A shot rang out and it fell on the spot. Everything went according to plan, swift, precise, and decisive. The woods now resembled a scattered nest of wild boars, spreading everywhere, from large herds to lone runners. But however fast they ran, our hunting dogs relentlessly followed every trace. Targets dashed in panic, but there was no escape. I held my breath, didn't hesitate, and squeezed the trigger. The shot hit its mark. Just when we thought it was over, on the way back a black, shaggy boar suddenly darted across the road in front of the vehicle as if challenging us. Without hesitation, we raised our rifles and took a quick aim. Tried to flee, but I was faster. A shot rang out and the animal went down, huge like a dinosaur. On the other side of the hill, my teammates were also facing another herd. They identified targets, brought their scopes to bear and fired, making a boar stagger. Before the hunt ended, they managed to bring down a few more boars. The thrill of every hunt is real, but behind that thrill lies a real danger. These wild animals now not only destroy crops, but also threaten people's lives by moving into towns. The video ends here. How do you feel about today's hunt in Texas? Leave your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to see more dramatic hunting journeys. Goodbye and see you next time.
I still remember that morning clearly. Fog covered the entire valley, and the ground beneath our feet was still damp. We were standing on a small rise, looking at the patches of soil that had been torn up near the forest edge. The hunting dogs started barking wildly, pulling hard against their leashes in sheer excitement. Just a few seconds later, from the thick brush below, a massive herd of wild boars burst out and charged straight toward us. Their speed was so sudden that our entire team barely had time to react. I raised my rifle, my hands trembling slightly as the adrenaline kicked in, holding my breath as I waited for the right moment. When a massive boar suddenly veered left, lowering its head to bolt for an escape route, I pulled the trigger. A sharp crack echoed out, and the animal dropped instantly. But the rest of the herd kept rushing forward like a raging wave. In that moment, I realized I had just stepped into a hunt that would be anything but easy. Wild boar in this region multiply at an astonishing rate. In just a few years, their numbers have surged, spilling into farmland, tearing up crops, and even threatening livestock. Families living on ranches along the forest edge can barely sleep at night because of the constant sounds of boars slamming into fences or ripping up pastures. That's why we're here, not for the thrill of the hunt, but to protect what little peace is left in a place that has sustained generations. Right after the first shot, our team quickly spread out, moving in a wide arc around the low hill. Large, round hoofprints pressed deep into the mud led us to a narrow trail where dry leaves had been scattered. I crouched down, placing my hand on a fresh scrape. The soil was still warm. The herd had passed through just moments ago. We released the dogs and let them take the lead. It didn't take long before urgent barking echoed from the hillside, signaling that they had found the target. When I reached the spot, a massive boar stood blocking the thicket, its eyes burning with anger. It stepped back a few paces, then suddenly charged like an arrow. I could feel the ground trembling under my feet as it picked up speed. In that split second, I raised my rifle, pressed the stock tight against my shoulder, and fired. The bullet hit it square in the chest. The animal staggered, took a few unsteady steps, then collapsed. I stayed frozen for a few seconds to make sure it wasn't moving, my breath coming out heavy and tight from the adrenaline. If you were in the same situation, how would you handle a charging boar? Would you stay calm and take the shot, or try to dodge out of the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. As we moved deeper in, the scene grew even more startling. Tree trunks were covered in bite marks, patches of soil had been torn wide open, clear signs that this was a gathering spot for large herds of wild boar. We climbed onto a small rise to get a better view. From there, beneath the thin canopy, I spotted several dark shapes weaving through the brush in search of food. Our team split up, moving quietly and keeping a safe distance. I chose a spot behind a large tree where I had a clear view of a boar engrossed in foraging. As it moved closer, I steadied my rifle and pulled the trigger. The animal dropped instantly, its heavy body hitting the ground with a thud. A moment later, a new signal came through our team's radio. On the eastern edge of the forest, they had spotted another entire herd gathering around an open clearing. On the way back, we heard the dogs barking fiercely behind a line of trees. Instinct told us something was happening. We moved toward the sound immediately. A large wild boar had been pushed into a dead end, but there was no fear in its eyes, only defiance. It tried to find a way out, but the dogs had it completely surrounded. I stepped forward, raised my rifle, and ended it with a quick shot, not giving the animal any chance to fight back. As the sun slipped behind the mountains, we regrouped on an open patch of ground to tally the results of the day's hunt. For me, the true value of trips like this isn't in how many wild boars we take down, but in knowing we're helping maintain some balance in this land. Even though the struggle with these growing herds will continue tomorrow, at least today we did everything we could to protect this place. Today's hunt comes to an end here. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next thrilling adventures. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the upcoming videos.